So we are making great progress on this one. We are nearing the completion, but very important part right now. We'll be working on the handle, the drawer pull. Focus the camera back on this one. So we'll be working on the drawer pull, the drawer stop as well as the pull. That's the common thing. I have used walnut. Dark species normally looks good on this one. Even on the cherry, I'm pretty sure that will look good. I've used walnut in the past, which looked really awesome. This time I have this scrap piece of sapele, which I really like. So I'll be using that. So this is still like a wider piece. So what I will do is that I can easily have two of these and I can use one for the other box. So I will just and the dimension that uh, the the plan expects, and by the way, the length should be like this much, uh, like reaches the end, and it should be a little bit shorter. It should not extend beyond that. So it's obviously longer than that, and so it should be 5 by 16 by half an inch. So we want the thinner section to be like top to bottom, because the drawer is already very slim and we don't want like too thick there. So this one is already half an inch wide. So I just need to make sure that I cut 5/16. I will go for 3 by 8 actually. So two pieces of 3 by 8 each. So let me quickly make sure that this thing is smooth. It feels smooth. I may have worked on smoothening it for some other project. Will you see that? Wow. Love sapele. Very nice. Like when the grain works in your favor, it's such a joy to work. Definitely this was good. And this side is clearly bands on, so I have to work on that. Just checking here. Higher on that side, so I'm taking a few swipes. Perfect. So I mean, not essential, but I can mark it like the sides that I have jointed. So now let me in the meantime plane the other side also, because once it is like I've thinned it down, it's more difficult right now itself. I can take a heavier saving because this is quite rough. Basically get two pieces out of it. I said I will shoot for 3/8. I won't be using my bandsaw this time. It's very late in the night. Now for like easy positioning, I like once I get a initial start, I clamp it this way. I'll keep this aside for the other box. I can plane this down to my gauge line. I can always I can keep it slightly longer, and now I decide like which one I prefer keeping on the front. Obviously this side looks good, so this will be my, this is the top, it's the smooth part, the not so smooth part at the bottom. This front is also smooth. I can make a note of it. Let me put an arrow up front. I mean, this will be, this is the top. I think it doesn't matter if it is like slightly up or, but I think towards the center or slightly on the upper half it's better, because there is enough space to put the fingers in here. If it is too low, it's difficult to put the fingers in. If it is slightly up, it's fine. So I will not mark it right now. I was thinking I would mark the exact center. I think more than trying to keep it at the center, what is important is to have it equidistant. So this is the bottom. So what one thing I can do is like draw a thin line here. So that means, so one more thing, like before glue up, I have to remember that better to do the sanding and all, because once we put this, it's more difficult to sand. So goes this way, so there will be a pull. So what we want is a work on a small scallop here, so that acts as the, to register the fingers for the drawer pull. So to do that, I find the center, 11 3/8. So the half would be 3/16 over 5.5, whatever that is. I'm just transferring that to the, always making sure I put, so scallop would be here. So that means like this, something, couple of inches on either side, like a 4-inch scallop would be decent, or like a slightly more, like just freehand this. It's not visible, but helps with the, I want to keep like here, like how much, 3/16 maybe, even like an 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16 is good. So I have to work on that scallop. I know I am very comfortable with my Stanley 151 Spokeshave. I don't remember when I sharpened it, but I had built my Veritas wooden Spokeshave. I haven't used in a real project. I will try it now. I don't know whether it requires more setting or something, but unless I try it, I would never know. This is the one that I had made. Never tried it on a real project. I'm pretty comfortable with working with Spokeshaves, but I have not tried this on a real Spokeshave. So I will see how it works. I'm still struggling to get a good hang of like how it's, let's see. Seems to be working fine till now. Let me see. It worked pretty well. I think I can go a little bit more to this side, like. I think that's good enough. I don't want to, I mean, once it is glued, this thing will be pretty strong. So how much of it is visible? So that's the scallop. So now I have to do some shaping on this one. I want an arc like this way. I want to arc it this way, and further this way. So have some approximate like measurement. So 3/16 from the front. Sorry, 3/16 from the back, I mean. Now, I could do another way is get a flexi ruler instead of like trying to draw the arc by side. What I will do is I will just do it this way. So easier is like I drop it down in the vise, not too much, and so here till that 3/16 mark. I can barely see anything here. So let's see. I will just eyesight that and use my plane. I could use my chisel to take hopefully if the just to reduce work on my I don't feel very good about that. I'm trying to plane to the arc. Doesn't have to be exactly to the arc. That's my reference line, but so this way. I'll take it out sight by eye, little bit more. So now not going all the way because that might break off. There is so less support. This much. Take a file. This is normally I use for metal. I hope there is any file would do. This is a Baco file. These are good files. Yeah, this looks good. Other side. want it to be slightly shorter or exactly. I think this is good. I'm happy with that. So this shape has been done from the top. Now I want like this radius also. Now clamping, it's difficult to clamp that way. So I was doing it this way. This is the bottom, this is the top. So I actually also want little bit of like trying to get some uniformness there. Just trying to make sure that it's all uniform. Just sighting it by eye, looks good, looks uniform. This thing would be glued, so I want this corner sharp. I'm not going to sand that part. Little bit of sanding on this one to make it finish ready. Once it is glued, it's very hard to sand this. Except for this side, I have sanded everything. No sharp edges, nothing. Now time for glue up. Just keeping it there, just like to help me eyesight. So it goes this way. I want to equidistant it. I mean, the reason I did this is I want to make like two marks. I don't want any glue on like beyond that. I would rather that part would be visible, right? So little bit of sanding so that I still see the pencil lines, which is good. Doesn't need much glue really, especially here. Now I'll take this out. I mean, any clamp, this is like a odd shape, so it's susceptible to slippage, but I think if at all any, then these clamps are the I think this should be good. Yeah, I will let it dry for some time. Okay, it was a struggle to clamp this because with that odd shape it was like slipping and I saw a lot of gaps. So seems it is now well clamped and I will let it dry for some time. Yeah, I will leave it there. Hopefully it's stick in there. So we'll come back. I will probably work on the other box for some time because I have not progressed on that one, and I will finish both of these together. Yeah, and then that will be the completion. I will come to the finishing part and see how it goes.